Yeah, well, it's me again. Some things just never seem to end. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy, okay? Maybe I'm dumber than a box of rocks. Maybe I got a heart as big as all outdoors. Maybe I'm just a stupid schmuck. Don't know. I was just over next door visiting my landlord, and I was telling his secretary, Polly, about my plans on shutting down the GoFundMe.com site for Granny Trucker, as well as shutting down over there, and the reasons why. And I happened to look at the video that I posted. I've already got 8 dislikes on it. Well, if you dislike it, that's not my problem. If you dislike it, then do something about it so that I'll keep it up. AKA, you got $5, $10, $20, $50, $100. Can you donate to the Granny Trucker Fund for her medical bills? Seems I've hit a brick wall. But in further discussion with Polly, now you got to understand, I've known Polly about 6 years. She's kind of a professional, prim and proper lady in the law office. She's got a heart of gold. All right. She's got a couple of daughters. She's had her parents living with her for ad infinitum. Her mom, about a year ago, passed away for medical problems. She's got her dad there, and he's been in and out of the hospital for various and sundry things. Polly had one of her daughters had a brain tumor that was probably like as big as a quarter of the brain cavity that had to be removed to save her life, and she survived that and going on and is doing very well. So Polly knows about medical problems. Current problem we've got right now for Polly is her husband, who I've met him. As a matter of fact, as a maintenance man, he came in and replaced my sink a couple of 3 years back when the old stainless steel sink took a dump and everything else, the pipes and all that went in the toilet. I've met him. He's a nice guy. He's had some back problems over the past and few years, a little bit of disc degeneration and injury from his labors. And he went into Cooper Hospital here recently after months and months of being run around the medical funny farm, for the lack of a better word. And at one point, I had about a $300,000 hospital bill on him, and they don't have medical insurance. So she's basically on charity care. She's filed for disability, been turned down once. Her boss has refiled for to get coverage under Social Security disability because her husband had serious back problems. Well, about 2 weeks back, he went into the hospital finally, and he had some repairs done on his spine, like way down, I'm going to say in the lumbar area thereabouts. Came through that fine. He had a little disc degeneration up here in the neck. So what do? They cut him open there and put some stainless steel hardware in his neck. And one of the screws pierced a nerve up there. He went through hell. He went through pain. Even oxycodone wouldn't numb the pain. So they put him into a second operation on his neck. Pulled that screw out. Sent him home. He can't lift his right arm. He's in abject pain 24/7. The doctor that prescribed the painkillers, nobody can get a hold of him. They gave him the painkiller oxycodone. Take 2, doesn't do doodly squat. Then they said, well, take 3, doesn't do doodly squat. His medications ran out. Now nobody wants to renew them. On top of which, Polly sat there and called 22 different pharmacies in the area. Nobody keeps oxycodone on the shelf. In the meantime, this man is laying in his bed in Berlin, New Jersey, with a neck brace on. He can't move. He can't get up. He can barely get out of bed and go pee. Abject pain 24/7, 365. He needs to go back in and have whatever Cooper Hospital screwed up fixed, and they're being stonewalled. Trust me, I fractured L3 in 1978, compressed the discs above it and below it. I wore a steel and spandex body cast for a year and a half. Went from 255 pounds down to 170. The orthopedist wanted to stick a knife in my spine and fix it. And I sat there and said, nobody's going to do nothing to me till I can't stand the pain. That tells you how much pain I can take. Putting me down is a project. But here's Polly with her husband is, like she says, it's the man I love, the man that built the house we live in, laying helpless in a bed and can barely get out of bed to go pee. He needs to go back into the hospital. The emergency room down there at Cooper don't want to see him. They don't want to do nothing for him. They won't fix what's wrong with him. I walked out of the office about 10 minutes ago, and I was damn near in tears. I have never seen Polly in 6 years be emotional, especially not publicly. Privately is another case. My heart was breaking for her. I sat there and I told her very simply, matter of fact, her boss, John, my landlord attorney, walked in at the end of the conversation. And I said to her publicly in front of John, I says, Polly, it's time you get a malpractice attorney, a good one, a Philadelphia Jew lawyer type that cuts throats and takes no prisoners, and come after this doctor and this hospital, Cooper Hospital in Camden. I says, I'm quite sure your boss, John, knows a few of his friends in the attorney business that could turn you in the right direction. But before John came in, I did one thing that I don't normally do. I walked behind the counter that they have. Granny Trucker knows what it looks like in the office. Stood beside her, and I sat there. I said, Polly, I says, you know how I am when it comes to being a bitch. I said, go look at Terry Dutson when she was in Alabama, and I helped move her from Alabama to New Jersey, and we ran into all kinds of red tape, both in Alabama and here in New Jersey, getting her settled in. Take Granny Trucker herself, all the efforts I've made to try and help her financially. Even though I haven't quite succeeded, I've still not quite given up hope on that. But I sat there and I told Polly, because she sat there and said, you ain't seen me pissed off yet. To which I kind of teased her. I says, well, I'm going to take a trip to the liquor store, get a bottle of amaretto. When you get ready, you come over to my place. We'll dig out my digicam and we'll talk about it. We'll name names and places and things and everything else. And we'll let you rant. And if the fact that these doctors and hospitals, irregardless of Obamacare, Social Security disability, or anything else, won't help another human being after they fucked them up, sometimes the only thing that works is public embarrassment. And we're going to publicly embarrass this doctor, his medical team, and this hospital unless they do something about it. We're going to make it a public issue. Now, I told her, I says, when you finally get pissed off enough, you finally reach the end of your rope, you're tired of being in the emergency room at 4 a.m. in the morning, not getting any sleep, then having to come in here and function as Susie's secretary for your boss, and then go home when your husband's home and deal with him in abject pain and everything else. And last night she told me, she says, she was sleeping. Her husband needed some medications. God love her dad. Went to get the medications. Goes walking in the room to give her husband the medication. Trips over the oxygen wire going from the bed to her husband. And her dad falls down and hurts himself in the dark. It's like the old saying, when it rains, it pours. I can't comprehend this in a way because I've been there, I've seen it. But see, I've always been a fighter. I don't keep it in. I let it out. You piss me off, you goddamn right well know I'm pissed off. And if I say I'm coming after you, you know I'm coming after you. What I want to do is just pick her up, hold her, hug her, kiss her on the cheek, and say, it's going to be okay. We are going to get through this. There will be a better day at the end of the line. The problem is right now that we have to get the doctors, the medical team, and the hospital to own up to the fact that they fucked up and crippled a human being and don't want to know jack dooley squat about it. And they figure the hospital and its corporate entities and all that will protect them from malfeasance, malpractice, whatever else. And that the medical system that we operate under today seems to have forgotten a thing called the Hippocratic Oath. Do no harm. Both the doctor, the medical team, and the hospital have violated that oath in this instance. So I'm waiting. I'm sitting back. I figure there's going to be a time here, maybe in the next couple of days. Polly's going to have enough of it. I flat told her, I says, quit kissing up to these idiots down there in Camden, New Jersey. I says, you get yourself a good malpractice attorney, medical malpractice, and sue the bastards. And when they start shit with you, you just sit there and say, speak to my attorney. I am suing you. It's the only time doctors, medical teams, and hospitals will pay attention when you bring about $1 million lawsuit. And it's still no guarantee they're going to fix what's wrong. Remember, this was a guy that had a back problem that walked in and couldn't walk out and can now barely get out of bed. Was that neck operation really necessary, even if it was deteriorating discs? He hadn't complained about that. He complained about the lower back, and that operation was done and came out okay. Why in God's green earth did they do that second operation, screw it up, and now want to make like there's nothing wrong? As the man lives in abject pain 24/7, 365, and Polly can't get any sleep. She can't get any rest. She's sitting there asshole deep in medical bills. And the system just wants to step on over them like they don't exist. So I guess this is going to be my next cause. Can I do anything about it? I don't know. Unfortunately, Congressman Rob Andrews has retired after an ethics violation investigation here, and we don't have a representative in our district. Maybe I might have to go to Trenton. I don't know. And if anybody knows me, I'm not afraid to get a hold of Governor Chris Christie. I'm not afraid to put video YouTubes up here, name names, embarrass people, piss people off. I've been to this dance once too often in my life. And there's too many people that will settle for second best, third best, fourth best. And when somebody hurts another person, intentionally or unintentionally, and don't want to make good on it, hello, Cooper Hospital. Hello, doctor. Hello, medical team. You hear that paper shuffling? That's about how much you may get sued for real soon. And if we can end up lifting licenses for malpractice, there's always that too. Doesn't matter how much medical malpractice insurance you have. We're going to expose your ass. And trust me, anybody that knows me, when I start investigating people, I will go to all ends and turn up all kinds of stuff. Insurance suits, malpractice suits, performance suits, whether it's a hospital, a doctor, a medical team. Might take me a little time and cost me a few bucks. But I'll find out who you are and how good you really think you are. And then we're going to expose it. So, dear Polly, when you finally get tired of this shit, not getting enough sleep, asshole deep in debt, your husband screaming in pain, and they don't want to do nothing, dear Polly, it's time to come see the ugly truck driver. Because if we're going to stir the pot, we're going to make sure it is full of shit and it's boiling hot. And when it explodes over all those assholes out there doing a screw over number on you, don't say they weren't warned. Truck driver's opinion, you understand. Be aware. Polly, make your case. I got all the video time available. You can sit here for hours on end and detail anything and everything you want. My video camera and my YouTube account is available for you to vent and explain your side of the story. Truck driver said so.